My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my list of the best albums of 2021. That's right, I'm talking about music. I don't typically talk about albums and all that because I don't really know how to for minutes on end. Like, do I just say it sounds good, I recommend it, or it doesn't sound good, I don't recommend it? I don't really know how to talk about it, so I don't typically do, but I do love music. I do listen to it a lot of the time, as does everyone, I'm pretty sure. And this list will also include any movie or TV show album that consists of entirely original music. So the Suicide Squad, which had a great song by Grandson on it, it doesn't count because it had songs that previously existed before that movie. So it's got to be made for the movie and TV show. And also there was a Last of Us 2 cover album that came out that had Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker on the album singing the songs from the game. And I'm not including that just because the game came out in 2020 and even though the album came out this year, I still heard the songs in 2020. But yeah, anyways, let's get going. In 7th place, we have Ed Sheeran's Echo. Now, this is a very good album. I know he gets a lot of hate these days, but I do think he's really talented. He has an amazing voice. He dabbles in rap, and pop, and slow music, but he excels in all of it. I've seen him live quite a few times. Maybe the person I've seen live the most. But yeah, some standouts from this album is Visiting Hours. I think that's a very beautiful song. There's also a song called Sandman, which I love. It's got this unique quality to it, which really allows it to stand out. Have you guys ever seen the movie True Romance with Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette? Well, Hans Zimmer's score for that movie has a funky sound to it, and this song feels like it could have been in that movie. I also really like Tides and Bad Habits and Joker and the Queen. The first half of the album is superior to the second half, but it's still a really good album, and that's why it's in 7th place. In 6th place, we've got Walk Off the Earth, Meet You There. Now, I'm a big Walk Off the Earth fan. They're just so experimental and fun. You can just be driving to their music, blast it, and just be singing along, tapping your fingers to it. They're great. They have one song on the album called Love You Right, and it sounds like that New Year's song, The Sing or whatever it's called, that song that people sing on New Year's Eve and no one really knows why, but they sing it anyways. Well, it sounds like a longer version of that song, and I do like that song, and I do like this longer version of it. It's quite good. And there's also a song called How It Is, which sounds like Everybody's Gotta Live. And by the way, both of those are completely intentional, but I just love their take on these songs. They've also got a great song in Room Key and Anthem. There's a few others that I really enjoyed. So yeah, this is just another fun album by Walk Off the Earth. I really enjoyed. In 5th place, we've got an album called A Beginner's Mind by Sufjan Stevens and Angelo Augustine. I don't know if I pronounced that properly. But yes, there's no one song that really stands out in this album. But if you're driving to it or just have it in the background while you're walking, it's just a mood. The music and the vocals just sound so very beautiful, and it just draws you in. Every time I'm listening to it, I just get completely absorbed into the album, and by the time it's done, I'm like, really? Already? It's just a really beautiful album, and I love it a lot. In 4th place, yeah, just so you know, I have a pretty basic taste, but in 4th place, we've got 21 Pilots, Sealed and Icy. I'm a big 21 Pilots fan. I think they're just fantastic. I saw them live once and they put on a hell of a show. And this is yet another great album. I don't know if it's as good as Trenches as the one before this one, but still a really great album. The best song is Bounce Man. I just love singing along to it. You should bounce, 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 man. Come to the house, man. I'll let my old lady know. It's a really fun song. I love singing it and, just tapping my fingers to it. You've also got Formidable, which is a great song. Redecorate, Mulberry Street, The Outside, Choco. Just every single song on this album is great. I really love it. I'll never understand the hate they get. Speaking of never understanding the hate they get, in 3rd place we have AJR Orchestra. Now I'm going to be honest. When this album first came out, I completely overhyped it. I think I called it their masterpiece, and yeah, it's not their masterpiece. It's definitely a great album, but the more I listen to it, there's a few things that bother me. I'll say that I don't like ordinary-ish people. You know when people listen to electric music and they're just like, oh, it just sounds like noise. And you're just like, no, it's actually really good. well, ordinary-ish people just sound like noise. I think it starts off decent and it gets progressively worse as the song goes along. I also never really listened to Joe or My Play. My Play is a really sweet song, but it's not one I go back to time and time again. And then there's also 3 O'Clock Things, which I once loved, but now I'm a bit iffy on it. Number one is some of the lyrics in the song are kind of embarrassing if you ask me. And then on top of that, it's got 2 great songs in it that don't go well together. Like, the verses in the chorus just sound like they're parts, they're 2 different songs. But yeah, the rest of this album, I straight out love. The overture, I just love what they do with the overture, how they kind of tease every song that's to come. So like the first time you listen to it, you get like a preview of what you're about to listen to, and then you listen to it again and you're just like, oh, that's Humpty Dumpty, or oh, that's My Play, or you just get to pick up on all the little motifs, and I just think that's something very unique that no other artist does these days. I think Bummerland has got a great unique sound to it. I know it's overplayed, but I don't listen to the radio, so it's not overplayed for me, but Bang is a fantastic song. You also got World's Smallest Violin, which is my favorite song on the entire album, and yes, every time I listen to it, I do sing the entire song from beginning to end, and when I get to that last part where it speeds up so much and I nail it, I just feel so proud of myself afterwards. Christmas in June is great. Way Less Sad is a fantastic, fun song to listen to. Humpty Dumpty's really good. Adventure is Out There, The Trick. Yeah, I know they use autotune and all that, but they use it to their advantage. They don't use it as a crutch, but they use it as a tool to make their music with. And that's why it's never bothered me. So I do think this is a really great album, despite 3 songs being a bit iffy on. But the rest I totally dig. And then my second favorite album of 2021 is one singer who I just recently discovered. And her name is Ash, and the album's called Ashlyn. And this is a pretty near-perfect album. Like, it is just phenomenal from start to finish. This girl is so unbelievably talented. She has got a really unique sound to her. She likes to play around and make different sounding music. And just every song stands out in its own way. Like, it's just an amazing album. Like I love I'm Fine. That's a terrific song. I love Love Is Not Enough, especially the ending where it picks up one last time. It just gives me chills every time. When I'm Older's great. Me Without You, More of the Story, Save Myself, Not Mad Anymore is 10, like those are all 10 out of 10 songs. And the rest of the album that I didn't just mention is still pretty fantastic. So yeah, if you haven't listened to this album, it's amazing. Like, listen to it. I can't wait to see what she does next. But my favorite album of 2021, like, did you guess what it is? Like, I've already talked about it a bunch, but it counts. I set the rules in the beginning of this video, and it totally counts. And it's the soundtrack to Arcane. Yeah, am I getting obnoxious yet with how much I'm talking about this show? Well, I'm just talking about the music here. But I will say that whenever I listen to the music, it does bring me back to the show, so it gets that extra emotional oomph. But I just love how different each and every song is, and how amazing each and every song is in its own way. Like, first you get Playground by Bea Miller, which just got this grungy atmosphere that I really love. And then you get All Love by Curtis Harding and Jasmine. And this song is just amazing. Like, it sounds like something Billy Preston or the Five Starships would have sung back in the 60s. It got that kind of feel to it. It's got a 60s R&B feel to it. And that's one of my favorite genres of music. And yeah, it's just got this great upbeatness to it. Like, you just want to dance to it. It's such a terrific song. You've got Goodbye by Ramsey, which is just an emotional song. And then you get Dirty Little Animals by Bones UK. And I'm not typically a dubstep fan, but this is good dubstep. Then you get Enemy featuring JID, and oh my goodness, I do love this song. I'm not an Imagine Dragons fan, but this song has definitely grown on me, and it's just a great alternative song. Then you've got Guns for Hire by Woodkid. Woodkid? Yeah, Woodkid. And I love this song too. It's got a great grand feel to it, and it just gives me chills every time I listen to it. It's just emotionally overwhelming. I love this song. And then you get Misfit Toys by Pusha T and Mako, which I thought was a really good song. I'm not even a rap fan, but that's a good song. But as someone who doesn't like rap, I also really love Dynasties and Dystopian by Denzel Corey, Gizzo, and someone else who the name's crossed out there. Yeah, this song is a total banger. Is that what the kids say these days? Yeah, this song just gets you pumped up. Like, it's a fantastic song. Like, every time I listen to it, like, you know, your energy level just rises. It's such a great song. And then you get Snakes by Progress and Malavi. I'm not good at pronouncing names, but this is a great song that just gets you pumped. I can sing the chorus pretty well to this song, and every time I do, I still feel proud of myself. Then you got When Everything Went Wrong by Fantastic Negrido, and this has got kind of like a Western walk feel to it, which I really dug. So you got all these different sounding songs, which just makes for a very unique listen. Like when you're going through each and every song, you get something different from each and every single song, which I totally love. But to cap it all off, you get the powerhouse of What Could Have Been by Sting and Ray Chen. What an incredible song. Like every time I listen to it, you know, it's so emotionally powerful. And just the vocals of Sting here, like it might be his best song, and from someone like Sting, like that's quite the achievement. And it's just such an emotionally powerful, amazing sounding song. It just gives me chills every time I listen to it, and oh man, like I've listened to that song countless times and it never gets old. But yes, that is why Arcane is my favorite album, because it just gives you a little bit of everything while excelling at everything. So yeah, that's my list of my favorite albums of the year. There were some other great albums I listened to. I liked the Hunter Brothers album that came out this year. I thought Adele's new album was pretty good. I only listened to 4 to 5 songs outside of the album, so I didn't go with it. Lorde has a really good album this year. So there's still plenty that I listened to that didn't make this list. I really do love music. I hope you guys like my choices. And if you guys haven't listened to any of those albums, I definitely recommend that you do. But what are your favorite albums of 2021? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin,